Well, hello there my fellow Marines, how are you doing today? King Rexy here, and today we're continuing on with our Armory's Invasion units review, because we have quite a few units to go through. We have, well actually we have only two, but still, they're quite fun. So last time we talked about the Ascendai, now we're gonna talk about probably my favorite premium race in the game.
We are Claw and Order.
The Cathros. Cathros? Cathros? I'm probably butchering it, but eh. Perfect. This is so cheesy, but I love it. If you don't know, guys, I'm a really big cat person, so seeing a cat race in this game really makes me happy. Even though you can't see it because I don't have my face cam on, because obviously I'm recording this on my phone. I'm definitely smiling right now because they're so cute. I mean, they're kitties. How can you not like a cat? If you don't like a cat, then there's something wrong with your brain. Anyway, they're skilled feline warriors with a particular set of weapons and skills. Their only traits are curiosity and laser pointers. They could have had a little bit of a better description, but okay. So, they cost 70 Ethereum. And that's a little bit more than your average cost. Most units, you know, an average cost is somewhere around like 40 to 60. From 60 above, it's considered kind of pricey. So 70 Ethereum is not very little. But these guys are actually kind of fun. We have the Cathros. I can't even read this thing. Cathros. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, but anyway. These guys are melee units. They're kind of like the Ascendai. They're pretty similar to the Sky Tiers. The problem, the main thing is that they have a little bit less health. They have like 200 health less. But they move faster. They can hit flying enemies. They do bonus damage against flying enemies, by the way. Which is very unique because most melee units, they can't really do much against aerial units. These guys exceed at taking them down, which is ridiculous. And they heal every time and they start healing as long as they're dealing damage. And they regenerate a good amount of health. So as long as they're not like literally surrounded by enemies from every side, they're gonna survive for quite a while. Then we also have the Sphinxo. Or Sphinx 0. I'm not sure if that's a 0 or an O. But yeah, these guys are basically maulers with range. Do I need to say more than that? That's ridiculous. They have really long range. I think they have about the same range as a Sentinel. Maybe a little bit more. They do bonus damage against buildings, and their basic attacks do area damage. The thing is that their AoE is a bit on the smaller side. It's not like they don't do area damage at all, but it's a little bit hard to notice sometimes. Their main job is to take down buildings from afar, and let me tell you, they do this very effectively. Their only downfall is that they're kind of slow. I think they're a little bit slower than the actual mechas, so yikes on that. And last but not least, we also have the Bengalat. Bengalat? Yeah, I think that's what it is. So, these guys are a little bit iffy. They're basically specialists, but different. They have a pretty high damage, they attack relatively fast. The problem is that they don't ignore armor completely. They ignore a certain amount of armor, but they can't ignore the entirety of enemy's armor. So yeah, that's their main thing. But also, they also have a hidden mechanic. Once they drop below 50% health, they go into a bush and they hide. And as long as they're not attacking, enemies cannot see them. So you can safely retreat them back and let them heal up once if they start taking a lot of damage. Which is pretty good, because with the specialists, if they get caught off guard, usually they die. These guys, not really. They have a safety net, which is pretty nice. If we're talking like raw DPS, I think the specialists are a little bit better, but the Bengalats are definitely a unit that is meant to be used, and they're quite useful. Okay, do I want to use Half-Orc? Do I still want to stick to him? Yes. Yes, sir. He's pretty cool. Kind of reminds me of Johnny Cage from Mortal Kombat for some reason. Just a little bit more slimmer. Because, you know, Johnny Cage is beefcake. He's a Giga Chad. And he wears $500 sunglasses after all, so he is definitely a Chad. Anyway, let's do some tactical retreating and let Hopper take care of this base real quick while we save up money for our units. Okay, let's go for one mortar though, just so we can have it. We'll go for one of these guys. Okay, as you can see, 2900 health. I believe the Ascendai units had around 3100. So yeah, it's like 200 health exactly, which is not all that much. And then we also have the Sphinxo. As you can see, mobility, yeah, their movement speed is definitely not the greatest. They're gonna take quite a while to get places, but it is what it is. It is what it is.
Let's have a look.
Okay, let's take care of this. And let's get the Bengals. Their movement speed is, I would say medium. They're not like fast, but they're not slow either. I would say their movement speed is smack dab in the middle. Okay. Meow-tastic. Okay. Let's see. As you can see, the range of these guys, ridiculous. We can definitely zoom in. Let's end up these guys. Look at that. They just jump in and slice and dice them. Oh, that's so cool. But again, they don't have any armor, so you gotta keep that in mind. Okay, let's go for another one of these. Because why not? Okay, we have our squads ready. You know what? Yeah, we'll keep the Bengalats. First of all, let's take a look at the stats real quick. As you can see, these guys are pretty good. They have decent stats. And there it is, it heals with every attack it makes and extra damage against aerial enemies. So that's pretty good. And then here are the Bengalats. As you can see, their damage is pretty good. And they can ignore some armor. And becomes invisible if damaged while having less than half health. So yeah. And then we also have the Sphinx. The Sphinxo. Yeah, pretty good guys. Attack deal damage to all enemies in an area, but as I said, their AoE is a bit iffy. Okay, we're gonna wait for these guys. Come on, kiddies. You gotta move. Autopilot on. I don't know why, I just love the voice acting. I love the voice acting for this race in particular. But yeah, look at that. I want you to be taking a closer look at the range. Okay. Well, let's do that. Kill everybody. Make sure our units are alive. Look at that range. And they do... oh, sorry, I lost my voice for a little bit.
See you there.
As you can see, they're doing relatively fine. Like, with that range, they don't seem to be struggling at all. But as you can see, our melee units are starting to die off a little bit due to this nemesis. Nemesis. I'm not sure what a nemissary is. I just made up this word on the spot. But that's understandable because he has high armor and he deals high damage. So, you know, he's definitely not meant to be, you know, shredding everything. They're meant to be dealing with most enemies, just not the ones that have very high armor. Against buildings, their damage is okay, but, you know, there are definitely other units that are meant for building destruction. However, I really like how they just absolutely annihilate aerial units. That's very unique for melee units, because most of the time melee units can do crap against aerial enemies. These guys, they say otherwise, and as you can see, everybody survived. Nobody died. The Ascendai were struggling to take down this base. Meanwhile, these guys, they just took it like it was their own all along.
Keep moving.
So yeah, that's definitely cool. And I want to show you how effective the Sphinx is against this building right here. Let me just get in range real quick. Let's get Sphinx and another Sphinx. Armed and ready. I don't know why, I just... Meow-tastic. Why? Why you gotta be so cheesy? Look at that range, though. Look at it! Look at that building stands no chance! We absolutely demolished it. That's the power of the Sphinx, so... If you have a tower or a base that you don't want to be raiding right away, you can just summon in these guys and say screw you. Just snipe the building from afar. And what you can also do is you can just turn everybody into melee and just say, we're raiding you. What you gonna do now? What are you gonna do? We're gonna start slicing you. We're gonna go all aggressive kitty on you. Look at that. Just killing everything.
Keep moving.
Speaking of killing, let's test them out against a higher tier enemy. This guy has very high armor. So, let's see.
I'm on it.
I'm gonna remove Cathros from the fight. I just wanna see how well these guys are gonna do. Look at that. Look at them shredding his ass. Insane. And he is a high armored enemy, but again, you need quite a few of these guys in order to completely destroy a high tier enemy. And most of the time you're gonna have other units besides just a melee. So even though this is not a really ideal scenario, it's fun to do every once in a while. Just launching everybody into them and just starting healing like crazy. Look at that, those rest stood no chance. We're playing on Veteran, by the way, just as an FYI. And yeah, overall, kitty cats, very good. I'll give them a solid 9 out of 10. It may be a little bit of an overestimation, but again, I'm a little bit biased sometimes, so I'm gonna give them the rating that I want. Oh yeah, shred them. Shred them up. Shred them up. There we go. Oh, it's just fun, man. Alright, it's fun. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know, I just really love it. But again, if they're being attacked by too many enemies or by enemies who do very high damage like those towers, they are definitely going to die if you're not careful. As you can see, we already lost a squad. So they're not perfect for every scenario, but they're just fun. I like the kitty cats. They're very good. They're a very cool unit. If you want to have a cool unit that's not OP, then the cats are definitely the best option. The Ascendai, I find them to be a bit underwhelming, but these guys, not really. They're strong in their own rights, and they're pretty nice. Also, speaking of sniping, let me just do that real quick. Look at that, just sniping them up. I mean, yeah, they're not incredibly tanky, the Sphinx definitely can die, but if you have another tank unit like a Knight, for example, tanking the towers, these guys can definitely stab them from afar. It's pretty cool. It's cool indeed. Oh yeah.
Holoclone activated.
Holoclone activated. There we go. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. Alright, I'm getting a little bit carried away. Let's just end this off. So, yeah, guys. Well, with that out of the way, that's gonna do it for today's video. Thank you everybody so much for watching. I appreciate you for sticking around to the end. Subscribe if you want to see more of this content in the future. And while you're at it, drop a like on the video. It means a lot to me. And I will see you in the next video. Until it comes, that was King Rexy. Over and out.